Hey guys, J19 brought you another video, and oh boy, do we have a special video today. A lot's going on with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and if you guys don't want to be spoiled, if you guys really don't want to be like anything of that nature, please back away from this because it's something to do about the ending of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we got a lot more details coming out with the rating system and like confirmation of some things. So we're gonna go through that today. So it could be a lengthy video, so bear with me. Hope you guys enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth content on my channel. If you do, please smash the like button, share with a friend, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications, stay notified when I upload more FF7 Rebirth content. Now, let's get right into the beginning stages, right? Let's talk about the rating system. We all know that it got leaked, it's rated T, and there's some blood in it. They are talking about, like, guys getting like stabbed, not stabbed, but like shot. There's like shots fired at bodies. We got splatters of blood. We got like piles of blood, like puddles or pools of blood. Yeah, they said pools. So yeah, blood is in this game, and everybody's like flipping out about, oh, they're gonna probably have like purple goo. No, if that's gonna say purple goo, they want to put blood in the rating system. So just to clarify that, when a game lists blood or pools of blood, it's gonna be red. It's gonna be red normal blood, and they're not shying away from it. I think they was just testing the waters about remake, about what was gonna be satisfactory with the rating system and how people perceived the purple goo not having blood. And it did that with intermission, right? Because we had Sonon, excuse me, if you guys haven't played it, spoilers, 3, 2, 1, Sonon dies, blood gets splattered on Yuffie's face, and yeah, that was a pretty devastating scene for Yuffie and a lot of us who, like, a lot of us kind of knew what was going to happen, but a lot of people were caught off course, right? They was off guard, I should say. And this is pretty big. This is a big thing for having blood. I don't know, people's like, oh, you get excited about blood. It's like, you're a creep. No. Blood in games, like, especially for like certain scenes, it's gonna hit harder, right? If you have somebody just have a pile of smoke come out, or it's purple goo, or it's like they die, like they're severely injured, but it's like they're covered in dirt, right? And it kind of takes you away from the moment. Even though it is sad still, I cried during the scene with Jesse and Biggs until the shocker, Biggs is still alive. It's like, what? What the heck's going on? So having blood in certain scenes, it's gonna make it hit harder. Now, the biggest thing I have to talk about today is what's going on with the ending of Rebirth. And my mind's first off like, holy crap, like this is what's gonna freaking happen. Now, like, they're asking tough questions. They are asking questions that the devs don't want to say anything. They was talking about a certain scene in Final Fantasy VII. If you play Final Fantasy VII, you know you know. An important character dies in FF7 OG. It is one of the most iconic scenes in all video games with an iconic character. If you heard of video games, if you play video games, you probably heard about this scene. You probably heard about it. It's been 26 years, almost 27 years since this happened. It caught a lot of us off guard back in the day. It's caught a lot of people off guard, those that just finally played FF7 after remake and got to that point and go, holy crap, like, I did not expect this. And a lot of people are shocked, upset, sad, and it crushed them emotionally. It was emotionally wrecked because of it. And the only thing the devs had to say is like they was being asked about it. It's like, well, is that particular scene gonna happen? Like, is it still gonna be the same? It's like, you know that if you do this, like, people are gonna know. Like, so do you have to change it up to make it something like a surprise, right? You have to change it up. Devs went dead silent. They're just absolute silent. They didn't want to answer that question. But to me, this confirms it. I think because they know. Everybody knows what's going to happen. If you don't know what's going to happen at the end of Final Fantasy VII, I mean, particular area with the Forgotten Capital of the City of the Ancients, I would turn away now before I start spoiling things. It talks about an important character being dead, so yeah, if you know, you know. But anyways, 3, 2, 1. the particular character that dies is Aerith. Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII about the middle of, at the end of Disc 1, towards the middle of the game, right? Before things really start going hectic, the party feels like they're defeated, the world's ending, Sephiroth summoned Meteor. It's like all hope is lost, Cloud is lost, they gotta go find Cloud. Barrett Tifa's about to be executed because of, Shinra wants to make a statement. But yeah, things go downhill. So we're going to end up going to the Forgotten Capital, and everybody's asking about the Forgotten Capital scene, the City of Ancients, about a particular character dies. So Aerith dies, okay? And it really breaks Cloud down mentally, emotionally, like to the point where he's afraid of himself. He can't control his emotions around Sephiroth. Like Sephiroth's using him to commit these acts. It wasn't Cloud that killed Aerith. It was Sephiroth that came down and impaled her. Now, in the ratings, it does talk about impalement. It talks about blood. It talks about splatters of blood. Gunshots, right? Somebody being gunshot and then piles of blood, pools of blood. So, what does that mean to me? At first, I was like, holy crap, they just going to change the ending. I don't think they're going to change that particularly. I think that Aerith is still going to die. And I think she's going to die in the same way we all know. But the surprise factor is something's going to change. Something majorly is going to change with either Rebirth, Aerith gets brought back to life, or Sephiroth is able to come back to life. So this is starting to get to the point where it's like, Dev's got to be very careful. They should probably stop doing interviews, because we're getting to the point now where everybody and their mothers are going to start figuring out the ending of Rebirth. And once we do, I think the ending, the most shocking reviews, like, holy crap, like, this is totally different. It's not going to hit the same like Remake did. So right now, the devs they would have to probably start canceling interviews and say, look, if you're here to talk about the ending, we're not talking about it, because them going silent about them making changes about Aerith's death and the character's important death, right? They're starting to spoil things. And yeah, to me, this means either two options. Either A, Aerith is going to die, then either way she's going to get resurrected, or it's going to cause Sephiroth to be rebirthed or reborn. Like his whole, he's going to be whole again, where things are really going to start going bad. Like weapons going to waken up early. Zack's going to get more involved. Like who knows how the ending's going to go. Or they could possibly just have to say, you know what? We have to take this in a whole new direction. Aerith doesn't die. We go to the capital city and City of the Ancients, and we all expect Aerith to die, and she doesn't. We just go there, and she never dies, right? She never gets impaled. She never dies and anything like that. And it's just, they changed it. They changed it completely. And at that point, it'd be like, yeah, this is a different telling. This is a retelling, a reimagining of Final Fantasy VII. We're not going shot for shot. We're not going to follow the major plot points of FF7 anymore. You guys keep asking questions whether she's going to die. She's not dead anymore. We're going to change it. Aerith lives. She goes on to part 3. Who knows what's going to happen then? Zack's not going to die. I think Zack might live. I think with this little interview they had, asking about the ending, about the important character's death, that's very important in FF7, and them going absolute silent about possibly, you have to make changes, right? You have to make some big surprises, right? Because it ain't gonna hit the same, right? Because everybody knows what happens. Aerith dies in FF7, so if everybody knows what's gonna happen in that particular spot, it's not gonna be the same surprise, right? It's not gonna hit the same. Now it might hit people harder, having blood and she's being impaled and she's dead, and people that never heard of the ending of have never heard of Aerith's death until they play Rebirth, it's gonna hit them. But majority of the time, most of us are fans of the original game, and are fans of the remake project series because, to be honest, if you're on board at this rate, you're on board for Rebirth, you're on board with the changes, like you just say, look, I'm just gonna play this whole trilogy. You're on board. You're on board enough to say, you know what, I love the changes. I'm ready for this. And to be honest with you guys, can be a make or break for the trilogy because this is a big deal. This is a very big deal with Aerith death, Aerith's consequences, right? Her actions, like what's gonna happen to her and stuff like that, like what's gonna push the story forward in part 3, because they don't want to talk about Aerith's death. They don't want to talk about like the surprises that are gonna be in it. But this means to me that we got two potential things going on. Either Aerith's gonna die, or she's gonna be resurrected, or they just flip everything flip everything over, like to flip the tables over. Say, forget the script, guys. They're on to us. We're just gonna make the change. Aerith's not gonna die. Aerith's gonna live until the very end of the game, and who knows what's gonna happen at the end of the trilogy. So there's that. There's the big elephant in the room. Will Aerith die? Will she die? Won't she die? What's gonna happen? The devs are just don't want to give it away, and they're almost doing it to the point, even with them sitting in silence and like, yeah, they're on to us. They're figuring things out. What's going to happen, and yeah, we'll see. See what's going to happen. To be honest with you, I think she does still die, but the rebirth part says all about Sephiroth's game. If we're ending at the Forgotten Capital, the city of the ancients, rebirth, like he's remaking the timeline, right? He's remaking history, where he wants to win in the end, right? He wants to make sure the plot doesn't go on the same timeline as the original game. He wants to change things up. Rebirth is starting to hit me. What if Sephiroth's endgame, his start of the endgame, involves not letting Aerith die, or maybe she does die, maybe he kills her, but he's like, oh, you thought that you couldn't, or maybe he ends up saving her. He defies destiny. He goes, no, Cloud, I am not going to kill her in front of you, or some sort like that. And he's not going to kill her. Something big's going to happen, because Rebirth, we're not going to where Sephiroth is in the northern crater, his real body. He's not going to be rebirthed up there, right? He's not going to be reborn, whatever the OG FF7 was about, right? We're ending at the capital city, or the city of the ancients, right? Forgotten capital. And I'm getting to the point now, it's like, yeah, they said that all, like, the naming of the titles of these games is surrounding Sephiroth. True. But what's Sephiroth's ultimate game is to make sure that he finds a way to win and defy his destiny. Which, what is it? Cloud defeats him. They save the planet. The planet is saved, and Sephiroth doesn't become the lord of the planet. But Jenova at his side, he makes the planet his vessel. Right? That is his ultimate goal, to become godlike. Right? A godlike creature. Ruler of the planet was his mother on the side, right? Jenova. And so, like, what if that plan involves Aerith? Aerith is she's one of the major chess piece on the chessboard. And they're playing chess right now. And with the devs being how they're acting, especially in recent interviews, and how they're like the description of like the rating system, where it's like talks about impalements. It talks about pools of blood. It talks about gunshots, it splatters. They talk about like the cussing. A lot of people are upset because it like has some choice words in there, or not they're not listed. And so it's like, oh no, that means Sid's not gonna be in the game. They don't have to list every single one of those swear words off, right? They just say, yes, it's going to have some cussing in it, profanity in it. It's going to have some drinking, some smoking. It's going to have some slurs in there. They do talk about showing like a woman's cleavage. It shows like having like close up shots of like a woman's body or something. I even talks about some of the stuff like that. So it's this rated T for teen is not a bad thing because we are getting blood. We are getting this whole new ending. I think the ending of Rebirth is gonna be so convoluted to the point where our brains are gonna explode. To the point it's like, what the hell's going on? Because I tell you what, the whole situation at Aerith, because they just still talk about impalement and the rating system, right, for this game, for rated T. But the devs are talking, like, the devs don't want to say anything about the changes it's going to make. But even though they said, yeah, the ending of Rebirth is going to have us talking again, like, it's going to exceed your expectations. I think we're going to get a ending in Rebirth. It's going to be so convoluted. We're going to be so confused that a lot of people thought maybe we'll get some answers. It's going to leave us a lot more questions going to part 3. Like, what the hell's happening with Zack, right? I do not think the episode of Zack, like chapter of Zack we're going to be playing, it's going to give us all the answers, right? It's going to give us little clues. I think part 3 is going to be the grand finale of the whole mystery of Zack, Aerith, what Sephiroth's endgame is. And what do we know about it? You know, Cloud, in her perspective, is he's going to be a ruler of the planet with Genova at his side, right? That's what Cloud tells you in the release date, not release date, but the teaser trailer. For me, I think it's just, and that's in Cloud's mind the way he remembers, right? He might have said that, but I don't think that's Sephiroth's end goal anymore. I don't think it is. I think it's changed. I think we're going to have a brand new, yes, we're going to see the events of Final Fantasy VII events play out. But I think the ending of Rebirth is really going to set things up for like what part 3 is going to be about. And we're going to be like, holy shit, man. What the hell did I just witness? What are we up to? What's the party up to? What Sephiroth's true goal is? And yeah, I'm all for it. Now, can it be bad? Like, can it get to the point where more people might be falling off the wagon? Yeah. There's going to be those on the fence. I say, yeah, I'm willing to give Rebirth a try. I'm willing to give, like, Rebirth a chance. And Rebirth might be one of their favorite games of the 3. There's going to be some people, I'm going to warn you guys right now, there's going to be some people out there who are on the fence about this whole project, this whole trilogy. If you're on the fence, do not be shocked if Rebirth, whatever the hell happens with Aerith and Sephiroth's end goal, and the rebirth of something, whether the rebirth of Aerith, or like Aerith and Zack meet up, or like Sephiroth's whole new endgame is beyond what we all predicted, we're all theorizing, we're all like thinking about, speculating. I think this game could divide the Final Fantasy fan base even further, to the point where those of you on the fence are going to go in one way or the other. You're either going to be all for the games, or you're going to fall off. I think this is going to be, some of you guys are on the fence. They say, look, I'm just here for the ride. I'm on 50-50 about how this game can go. Some of you guys will fall. I think Rebirth is going to be the best of the trilogy, because this is going to be the middle ground. Remake shook the Final Fantasy VII community, right? It shook it to its core, to the point where there was fist fighting, there was people making threats, there's people just doing evil deeds to try to make somebody that didn't agree with their opinions, make them feel like shit. If Remake did that, Rebirth has a chance to not only be that, but much more worse. Because, let's face it, the Final Fantasy VII community has gotten worse and worse and worse. Not everybody. A lot of you guys are still cool. Like, a lot of you guys are I talk to on a daily basis. You guys are cool. You guys are, like, on board about this stuff. And you guys are, like, exciting to talk to about Final Fantasy VII. Like, you guys are not involved in the crazy ass shipping wars about like who you ship with, like what side you're on. If you're not on my side, then F you, go screw yourself, all that type of mentality. Like, that type of, like, the Final Fantasy VII community, like, it's just gonna get worse. And us who are true fans, who are the FF7 fandom that people come to know about us being truth, and about being honest with each other, and about being able to, like, just talk about FF7, right? You can talk about FF7, like, get along. But anyways, that's the one thing I want to say, just get off my chest, that Rebirth probably could be the best game of the trilogy, but I think the ending is going to be so convoluted, we're going to have so much more questions, and it's going to probably divide the Final Fantasy VII community even further. It's going to shake it, not to, actually to its core and to the foundation as a whole, to the point where we're going to be asking all the experts and say, what the hell does this mean? What does this mean? Let's do some digging. We gotta go through all the books, all the research, all the deep lore of FF7, and find out what the hell does this all mean. Like, everything. I know a lot of you guys have done the research. I know a lot of you guys probably say, you know what? I figured it out. I figured out what FF7 Rebirth is all about. I know the ending of Final Fantasy VII Part 3. I know everything that's going to happen because I read the books, I studied the lore, I studied the developer interviews, I've done hundreds of hours of research and studying, and like, I lost sleep over it, but trust me, we, as the Final Fantasy VII fans, are excited or on the fence about this game, or even those that hate this game, that hate this project, they even scream that Final Fantasy VII Art Trilogy has ruined FF7. FF7 OG is now ruined. I can't go back and play it because FF7 Trilogy has ruined it to its foundation, to its core. I can't trust the creative division at 1 anymore. They have screwed over my beloved title. How dare they? How could they? None of us are ready for what Rebirth is about to do with us. A lot of us say, hey, my body is ready. That is, you say that outwardly, but deep down, we are not ready for this game. We are not ready for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, all the teasing they've been doing, like all the little interviews they've been doing, it's shaking us to a core. A lot of people say, what the hell does this mean? Like, you're inspired by Witcher 3, you're inspired by Disney live action, shows. You're like, this game is inspired by Horizon. This game is inspired by God of War, kinda. And like, the Final Fantasy VII characters, like the voice acting, is like, we're all in this together. Whether you hate the game, whether you're on the fence, or whether you love it to death. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. We don't know how the ending is going to be. But all I can tell you guys from my experience, from reading interviews and like watching some videos by a lot of content creators, is no matter how much we study, no matter how much we cover Final Fantasy VII as a whole, we are never truly going to be ready for what the hell the devs have in store for us, especially for the ending of Rebirth, because that statement alone of them just being absolutely silent about saying, hey, how you can't make this, like, it's not a secret anymore. Aerith dies. It's not. Anybody can Google what's the most important death in Final Fantasy VII. Aerith's gonna pop up. Even if you search up Final Fantasy VII, like, as a GIF, like if you put Aerith as a GIF in a lot of like social medias, you see a GIF of Sephiroth impaling Aerith. It's out there, and the devs, and they asking the devs about being silent. About, hey, you know what? It's like, the important character dies. Everybody kind of knows it. It's not a secret anymore. So you're gonna have to make some changes, right? And the dead silence. That interview alone has shook FF7 to its foundation. The rating system has shook the Final Fantasy VII to its foundation, to its core. About the blood, pools of blood, impalements, and all that, and swearing, like, even like Vincent and Sid not being playable for part 2, that shook people to the core. FF7 Rebirth, I'm super hyped for. I can't wait to get my collector's edition. I just had to go on a tangent, had to talk about it and be real with you guys. Share my honest opinion about stuff. Be honest with you guys. I know I'm kind of outright and stuff for that now, but it's like, just try to get some worries off my chest. Like, potential worries that we as a whole might have, right? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. This has been a pretty juicy video. I don't usually do like a half hour, almost 25-minute videos. Just me talking about FF7 Rebirth. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited to explore the world, to be involved in these characters. Like, just to see Bugenhagen, to see the Cosmo Canyon Observatory, to see the story with Barrett and Dine, and Red 13 about his father. About Aerith finding more, learning more about herself, and about the Cetra, right? The Ancient. Learn more about herself. They track down Sephiroth and learn more about his endgame, right? See why has he come back 5 years later? Why did we fight him? Why were we in a singularity? Like, and then Zack. Like, I'm excited to see what Zack's all about. What the hell the mystery is for him? Like, I'm super excited about this stuff. Am I kind of worried about maybe the ending of Rebirth has already been kind of teased and people starting to figure things out? Yeah, these interviews are starting to like drive me kind of like, ooh, like, whoa, it's like, hang on a second. Like, this is kind of like, it's shaking me up a little bit. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what they have in store. But it's like, so the main question I have for you guys, how do you guys feel about Rebirth? Are you guys still worried? Are you guys on the fence? Do you guys love the direction they're going? Are you guys just saying, you know what? I don't like this game. I don't like this trilogy. It's ruined FF7, my memories for the game. I wish it never done this project. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And another thing, what do you guys think about Aerith? What do you guys think about Aerith's death? Her situation at the end of Rebirth. You think she's gonna die? You think Sephiroth's gonna bring her back to life? You think maybe Genesis shows up and he goes, no. He has the power to save the planet, right? So how do you do that? Maybe he reverses things. He says, no, Sephiroth, you know. Maybe Genesis shows up. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the ending of Rebirth. What do you guys think is going to happen? You guys okay with Aerith dying? You guys okay with Aerith living? Are you guys okay to devs just say, you know what? Let's just toss the Final Fantasy VII script out the window, because why the hell not? Let's just make something completely new, right? Because right now, like, they're telling us one thing, they're saying another, and it's the same thing as remake. They're being love to hear what you guys have to say. I know this video is kind of long. Hope you guys stick with me for the very end. Allow me to talk about FF7, Rebirth, and Part 3 possibly, and the news we got lately. I hope we get another trailer. I hope we get able to play the demo soon. I really do, because I want to get my hands on this game. Whether the story ends up being really super convoluted like Kingdom Hearts or even like a Disney type thing, I'm all for it. I'm here for the ride. I got the collector's edition. I can't back out now. I mean, sure, I can call up Square and say, hey, I want you to cancel my collector's edition. I am no longer interested in the Final Fantasy VII project. But I'm here for the ride, guys. I'm here for the ride. You guys have my reactions to trailers. Like I said, my game plan going forward is I am not going to be watching the final trailer. I'm going to try to stay the hell away from it. I know a lot of you guys are going to watch it because you guys can't get enough of it. I can't. I don't want to be spoiled. The interviews are already too much. And it's getting to the point now, it's like, just give me one more choosy trailer. Give me the demo. I'll cover those. I'll talk about it, give my first impressions of the demo and all that good stuff. But I'm ready to play the game in 108 days. I'm ready to go. I just don't really need to see spoilers for the ending. So, you interviewers are interviewing these devs. Kudos to you. You got the balls, right? You guys are very ballsy to ask those questions, because you gotta be careful, because if the devs answer one way or another, and like them being absolute silence, it's starting to get people talking. People starting to piece this stuff together, and man, it could cause a big stir. Anyways, that's enough for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you guys can, give this video a good like. I want to see like the viewership go up on this video. I know I haven't made a lot of videos lately. I've been sick. I've been mentally not very good. Mentally, physically weak, especially having a cold. I feel a little bit better now. I feel more stable. Feel a lot better. I'm back to making content. I have more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth videos in the works. down the road as we get more information. I just, please, devs, please don't take on interviews. If they ask a question about like the ending of Rebirth or anything like that, please just say we are not able to comment at this time. Um, we have no more to say about this nature. May ask us down the road after the game comes out. That'd be good because these interviews are starting to get on the borderline. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think of the ending of Rebirth involving Aerith. What you guys think of the devs like being absolutely silent about being asked about what you're gonna have to make some changes about the important person character's death, all that good stuff. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Are you guys still hyped for Rebirth? Are you guys kind of on the fence about it, or you guys absolutely hate it with your whole heart? I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and I would love to have a nice community down below. Please be respectful, and let's get along. Let's have some fun, and we're here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. I'm hyped. I can't wait to play this game. Hopefully next month, around this time, a little bit before, we will see a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I can't wait to see what they have in store. So with that said, hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. Keep on keeping on. You guys be safe out there. Be nice to each other, and please don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. Please be nice to each other. Please be respectful for each other's opinions, especially about FF7 and the shipping. If characters you like, you dislike, just please be nice. There's too much hate in the world. It's just, we don't need to be hollering at each other and tearing each other apart and even doing like even dirty evil deeds behind the scenes to somebody you don't like because of their opinion. Everybody has an opinion to it. Respect it. Everybody's different. And with that said, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.